ready to present at the getting ready to start the peak performance. Welcome everyone to the Savvy Sales Lady Live, and we have a real treat for you today. I know I'm anxious to interview her, but before I bring our special guest on today, let me start by what we're going to be talking about. And this is a different way to prospect, and that is prospecting with video. Now, why is that important? Well, it's one more tool you can use to get out in front of the prospect. My realtor, I'm looking for a house to buy, and my realtor does this all the time. He sends me video in a text message explaining to me what he saw. He'll take videos and send it to me as well. And I absolutely love that he does that. But here's the caveat about prospecting with videos. It's a communication tool. It's not a conversation tool. That's the drawback with prospecting with videos. It's an icebreaker only. And Vicki is going to get down into the nuts and bolts of this. How to make a really good video that stands out so that your prospects will want to watch it. But why do I say it's a communication tool and not a conversation? Because it's a one-way conversation, just like voice to text can often be a one-way conversation. And those of you that have followed me know that recently I had a very unhappy experience with a product that I bought. And I was told to take before and after pictures, and in 30 days, I would notice remarkable results. I questioned the remarkable results quite a few times, but I was assured I would have visible results by using this product. So I bought it, wasn't cheap at all, and I was told to do it before and after. Well, after the 30 days, I sent the before and after pictures in a text and said, there has been no improvement at all. Well, instead of the salesperson picking up the phone, having a conversation with me, one sent me a text and the other one sent me a voice to text. How can you resolve an issue through text and voice text with an unhappy customer? You can't. That's the time that you've got to pick up the phone and you've got to do the phone call. So that's an example of how text, voice to text, and prospecting with videos is just a communication tool. They're not conversational tools. It's just there to break the ice. So now, with that information in mind, I want to tell you about our special guest, Vicki O'Neill. She is the founder of Ken K Marketing over in Cincinnati, Ohio. She's a neighbor, practically. She is also a founder of Video Impact Academy and the Connect the Dots podcast. Armed with over 20 years of digital marketing and sales experience in corporate startups and small businesses, she converted herself from a shy off-camera employee to an introvert on camera into a success-driven entrepreneur who's produced over 500 live and recorded short and long form videos across all the social channels. Vicki works with action takers who understand the value of video, but don't know where or how to start. Does that sound like you? She works with clients in small groups, one-on-one coaching, and through done-for-you services. What makes her different is her creative strategies and four-part video framework that makes delivering scroll stopping videos super simple. And it is my pleasure to introduce you to Vicki O'Neill. Vicki, thank you so much for being on today.
Hey, Christine, thanks so much for having me. I can't wait to have this conversation with you.
I have been looking forward to it since we first talked about it a week ago.
Yeah.
Your scroll stopping videos, that was a little tough for me to say.
Gotta say it real fast. No one will know.
Right, right. So let's say that most people have never done video before, and I know you're going to make this super simple. And they want to do prospecting with videos. And our friend and colleague, Randy Chafee, does this quite a bit. What advice can you give them, or a step-by-step process to make the videos easy to do? And I like the fact that, see, I'm an introvert too. Most people never believe that in a million years, but I am the shy person too. So I love it that we have that in common. So Vicki, take it away. Give us a step-by-step process.
Yeah, so it's if somebody's never created videos before, it can be challenging to press record that very first time, right? So sometimes it's just overcoming that first challenge and not thinking that you actually have to record that video and share it with the world. So if you're, first time into creating videos for your business and it's just you and you want to start getting more recognition, be seen and heard by more people, especially your prospects, then sometimes it's helpful to just pick up your phone and record videos like while you're at home or in your car. Like Randy's very good at that, just picking up his phone and just recording until you become comfortable with actually just recording the videos. You don't have to keep them. You can delete them. And then when you're ready, it's important to actually have a process. So like you said, Christine, having a step-by-step process in place is really helpful to taking action. So my 4-part video framework it's plan. So it's planning. Prep. It's planning, it's recording, editing, and publishing. So when we break down those 4 steps, I always tell people that when they're planning to basically break up each one of those 4 steps into 4 separate days and batch everything.
Let me stop you right there, Vicki.
Yes.
They can sign up for this 4-part step process on your website. Is that correct?
Yeah. If they want the video guide sent to them, they can actually, go to VickiO'Neill.com/prospecting.
And let me show them where it's at. Here is your video, or here's your website right here.
Yeah.
So you would just scroll down to the bottom, and this is what you're talking about, the step-by-step guide here. Grab your guide.
I did one for anyone who's watching this video. I catered it to prospecting.
Oh, so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, /prospecting. So if you just want to add prospecting at the end of my URL, then it'll take you to that landing page.
Wow. How about that, everybody?
There's, I'm sure everybody here, including yourself, Christine, you guys are familiar with ChatGPT, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in the video guide, like the one that you see on my main website, the prompts are for anybody to use. And because this is more dedicated to you and your audience, I wanted to make the prompts specific to sales and prospecting. So that actually there's more in that guide than you'll find on the website, because I tend to get a little carried away and give away too much information. So there's quite a few prompts in there that are going to help people identify different types of videos they should start creating, different calls to action. I walk them through the steps that they can take on ChatGPT to do a lot of the work for them.
Now, is it /prospecting or prospect?
Which one did you type in?
Your website?
Yeah, let me go to it real quick. VickiO'Neill.com/prospecting. I think it's prospecting. No, I did IG. Helps if you have the ING at the end of it. ING. I should know it. I set it up this morning. It's ING, prospecting.
ING.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to scroll it across the bottom here. Is that right, Vicki? Can you see that?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So she did this just for us,
Mm-hmm.
so thank you, Vicki. So
You're
make
welcome.
sure you sign up. And when you do and deliver your email address to her, she has fabulous newsletters, fabulous information
Oh,
she
thank you.
gives. Yeah, because I found, and ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you, mine ended up in junk. So I was searching through my junk. So make sure when you sign up, it doesn't hit your junk folder or your spam folder. But her her information is valuable. So go ahead, Vicki. I'm sorry to
Oh, thank you so
interrupt.
much, Christine. I appreciate that. So in the guide, once they receive it too, they'll actually get a separate set of emails that will walk them through each of those 4 steps and help them take the next step in, like when you're planning. There's an even process that you follow when you're planning your videos. So you don't just say, okay, I'm going to talk about 3 tips that help people get on camera and, pick up your phone and start talking. There's thought and strategy that goes into actually creating that video. So in the planning phase, you could actually spend, like an hour, on like a Monday, we'll say, and you could plan out all of your videos for the month, or depending on how often you're posting your videos, it could be even longer than that. And by going through the process of saying, okay, what are the topics I want to talk about? And again, if you leverage Chat GPT for all of this, it's phenomenal, the amount of information that you get and how accurate and different it is. Then, of course, not just copying and pasting anything, of course, making it your own. But just going through the process and saying, okay, here are the 5, 6 videos I want to create for August. And then you list them out, and then you create a script form, or at least maybe not. It depends. We were talking about this on LinkedIn this morning, whether you should use a teleprompter or whether you should use bullet points. So if you want to script it out, word for word, use a teleprompter, you can, or you can just bullet point it out, making sure you know what your hook's going to be, which is going to be that opening statement. So the scroll stopping videos that you see, and anyone watching this now live with us or watching the replay can probably relate to this. So you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, whichever platform, and you're seeing videos, and there's certain ones that capture your eye. There could be ones that are people you follow and you always like their content. So of course you're going to stop and watch those. But if you're scrolling through your feed and you start to see different types of videos, it could be like that opening shot, or it could be the thumbnail, or it could be a caption that they have on that very first frame that captures your attention and draws you in. So that requires planning. So in the first, within the first 3 seconds is when you actually need to say something that's going to capture their attention. So it would be something like, here are 3 mistakes new video creators make when they're making videos for Instagram. So that is something that people will be like, wait, what? And it kind of draws them in because they're just like, mistakes. Am I making these mistakes? And there's 3, so they know it's going to be short. It's on Instagram, so it's not like they're going to have to invest, 30 minutes in watching this next video. So putting some thought into the process is going to help make creating videos very efficient. So that's the reason why I always guide people into like creating blocks of time on each day, and not thinking that you have to have a bunch of time every single day to create videos. You can get it done very quickly. The recording, the editing, the publishing can be done super fast if you do all your planning up front.
Vicki, that is an area I'm not good at. Now, I'm a big planner, but I know Randy they'll just, do 15 videos in a day. I don't know if they've ever done 15. I know they've done 8 or 9 in a day with Wes. And by the way, Wes says 2 familiar faces have a dynamite day, ladies.
Oh, thanks, Wes. Thanks for being here.
Exactly. I love Wes. And for those of you,
And Randy, he's here too.
is Randy here too?
Yeah, I just saw his name pop up.
Ah, okay. Okay. Hey, Randy, we're talking about you.
Yeah, we were just talking about you. His ears must have been ringing.
Really, really. So, planning is important. And what I'll do is I'll plan out each day of what it is that I want to focus on for the day. But I know it's really important to stack those videos that you do and have them ready, because anyone that's followed me knows that at any moment my internet could go down again. I mean, I've had such issues with the internet since COVID, and I have business internet too. So, I mean, it's just crazy. But you never know what life is going to throw your way. And if you have those videos ready, then you don't have to think to yourself, well, I missed today, or I didn't do what I had planned to do. You've already got those videos ready. And I have to be better about that. But I do want to ask you a question, Vicki, and this is going to put you on the spot. And I don't, and if I want you to be honest with me, okay?
Mhm.
So I use a teleprompter because I have a tendency to use filler words and and I'll go so or now for every sentence. Do you think my videos that you've seen of me, do you think they look read? Like I'm reading from a script? And I want you to be honest with me.
No, I didn't know that you were reading from a script. When you said that in the LinkedIn comments today, I was actually surprised.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I
It seemed
wondered
very
what your
polished. You seemed very professional. You seemed like you knew what you were talking about. I would say the only thing that maybe might lead people to believe that you are is that you weren't like showing your hands. You weren't being like, you weren't kind of like showing
animated.
personality. Yeah. And showing your hands in videos. I know that's, it sounds crazy, but there's research that proves that when people can see you moving your hands in a video, that it actually keeps their attention longer.
Really?
Yeah.
And
So
here I thought I had to be still and not move.
no.
Okay.
I mean, you
Well,
don't want to
that's
be
good
bouncing
to know.
around and doing this kind of stuff, but I tend to talk with my hands a lot. So I have to make sure that when I'm doing that a lot of times I'm closer to the camera and it's portrait, so it's hard to see my hands. So I'll put on my mic, my Bluetooth microphone. I'll step back. So if I'm like, okay, I need to be showing my hands more. And it
That's
actually holds
interesting.
people's attention longer.
All right, everybody, I'm going to start doing that. I had gotten some really negative comments early on in my videos. I've been doing videos for 10 years, Vicki. That's how old my YouTube channel is. And I was often criticized because I was too expressive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't listen to people. People want to see personality. If you're too just it's boring. I'm not
Too
saying
robotic.
you are, but if everybody was doing that, can you imagine how boring it would be?
Yeah. That's a good point. Okay, so let's get back to prospecting with a video. So let's say you've made the video, all right, and everybody go to her website below. You can see it scrolling. Pick up your copy that she made especially for the Savvy Sales Lady live viewers. Pick it up, and the video's made. What's the delivery system, Vicki?
You said the videos are made?
Yeah, let's say they've made their video.
Oh, okay,
How
yeah.
do they deliver it to the prospect?
So it depends on where they're making it and if they're doing any editing. So if they are doing it on their phone, then they can either, if it's a short video, meaning like maybe under 30 seconds, they can actually upload that on a through email. If it's a longer video, they'll need to upload it to either YouTube and make it I always say unpublished. It's not unpublished. It's
Unlisted.
yes, unlisted. they'll have to make it unlisted and then just share the link in an email, or they could do the same thing on Vimeo. If they are posting or using CapCut, which is a video editor tool that's available for Apple and Android and desktop and phones, so it's available for everybody. If you're using something like that, once you're done editing and you've downloaded it, it gives you an option to share it on different platforms. So if you want to share it in an email, then again, you're going to, depending on the size, then you would have to, share it in one of those ways. I know there are third-party resources like Dubb, for example. They're the first one that came to mind, Dubb. Are you familiar with them?
No, I use BombBomb.
Okay, very similar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can use those platforms too. Thing is you're paying for them, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So in the ways that I'm talking about, you don't have to pay for them. And then you have more flexibility over, where you put it. If you put it on YouTube and then it's unlisted, you can use that link and you can put it on LinkedIn if it's a common message, or if you want to share it, someplace else or with multiple people. It's a matter of preference. If you want to go through a tool like that, they're going to be able to provide you the analytics in order to see if it was delivered properly, if they opened it, if they clicked the link, all the normal stuff. So it just depends on what you want to get as a result of sending it through one of those platforms.
And if you're prospecting, I'll just add this. If you're prospecting and you happen to have the cell phone number of the prospect, it doesn't have to be a full-length feature movie. You can just shoot a 30-second video and just send it in a text message to the prospect.
Yes.
Right, Vicki?
I would say even easier is that if you're connected with them on a social media platform, it's easier to use the camera tools within those to then send them a direct message. And then that also helps the algorithm. So you get more visibility, the more action that you're taking on that particular platform.
I did not know that. That's something I didn't know. Is that especially on Instagram?
No, DMs on LinkedIn as well. I think it is on Facebook as well. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. See? Oh my gosh. I knew I wanted to talk to you because everybody's trying to figure out those silly algorithms. It's like,
they've changed too much to try and stay with them. Just follow people on each of the platforms, and, like the Instagram coaches that have, 500,000 followers, or, they have a lot of followers. I always encourage people to follow those individuals because they will tell you the updates as they have happened. You won't have to search for it. So it'll be the quickest and fastest way to find out what's going on with the algorithm.
And, last week, I think it was last week, I talked about one of the Savvy Sales Lady Lives, I talked about why you need to be on social media. Actually, I did that with Randy, come to think of it. And he said something that is so true. If they can't find you on social media, you don't exist. Mm-hmm. And that is so true these days.
Yes.
So a lot of people that I coach, Vicki, don't have a presence on LinkedIn. They don't have a presence on any social media at all. And one of the best ways to showcase who you are to your prospects is letting them see you and hear you, as you said earlier, right?
Yes. It's the best way to, as a salesperson, and you and I both have experience in sales. So as a salesperson, we know it's all about the numbers. We can't meet with people, not everybody, in person all the time. So the second best thing to doing that is video. Because if you want to, fill your pipeline today with 20 prospects, there is no way that you're going to be able to drive around to 20 different prospects within the, hours that company or those companies might be open. But you could certainly create one video for all of them or personalize it so that you can say each person's name, but the same message, and knock those out in no time at all. You get those done within an hour. So I look at it as being more efficient. You're actually probably going to be more effective at connecting with somebody through video because, as we know, either people aren't in an office anymore where you can just stop by or give them a call. It's harder to connect with people if they don't know who you are. They don't recognize your phone number. They don't recognize you. But if you're showing up in video, at least you can kind of give them a heads up as to who you are, what it might be like to talk to you, and then giving them, of course, a reason to send a video in the very first email.
I took you out of the stream, Vicki. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I had a little my brain had a glitch.
Oh, it's
so
fine.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that using video to prospect, just don't make video or include video in your very first email or first touch point because people don't know you yet. So, and I even feel this way too. If somebody sends me a video, I'm like, I'm not clicking on that. Like, I don't know who this person is. I don't know what they're going to say or do, or if it's even going to be professional. So until you can actually kind of have like at least a brief conversation so they know who you are and what your intentions are, I would say to wait and send a video in an email or in any form, on any of the platforms until maybe the third, conversation or connection with that person.
That's a good tip because we've all gotten those horrible emails where you can tell the person that's sending them has no idea what they're talking about, but they want you to click on a link, and I never click on them. And by the way, our buddy Randy says, look at this, my two friends making it happen. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Randy, for being here.
So, all right, we've got like 3 minutes left. Is there one tip or one question I haven't asked you yet that I should have?
No, I would just tell people the best thing that you can do is get started. You don't need a coach. You don't need a guide. You don't need anybody, but just pick up your phone, hit record, and build up to where you feel comfortable creating a video that you would want to share with people.
Okay, thank you, Vicki. And here are ways that you can connect with Vicki. So LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, it's all Vicki O'Neill.
All of them except for TikTok. I did not have my glasses on and I did not know what I was doing when I was creating my account. I think I actually created it multiple times and now it's Vicki O'Neill 4.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I just encourage you all to follow Vicki. I have started following her over a week ago, and I'll tell you something real quick here, Vicki. One of the shorts that I made it based on your recommendation of one of your something I signed up for that I got in the email. And I did it exactly that. It had the most views and the most likes on it than any that I've done before.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes me so happy.
So that's all because of you. And I followed what you said. I did what you said. And I just want to encourage you all to go to our website, go to /, is it / or /? I never know.
I always say slash.
Prospecting. Okay, / prospecting.
Yeah.
She created this just for our audience, and that was so kind of you, Vicki. I appreciate it.
There's a link here too that says, let me show you. So that link, if you click, it's on that landing page at the / prospecting. When you click on that link, it'll take you to an Instagram reel that I created recently that will give you kind of a visual. And I walk you through visually what to expect in that guide. So you can't see it here, but just know that when you look at that, you'll see the 3 prompts that are on there. There's additional prompts in this one.
Okay, good information. So everybody, you know how I close. Sales is a journey, not a quick trip around the block. I'll see you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Bye-bye.
Make today great.